The following program is rated G and is suitable for viewing by all ages.
Hi, I'm Wendy, and we are here at Erica Jane. I've got the managing partner, David. Yes. I don't know your last name. It looks really long.
It is indeed, but my friends actually call me Bex, and everyone around here calls me Bex too. So as we're new friends, Wendy, you can certainly call me Bex as well. It's kind of what everybody knows me by for sure.
Okay, so welcome friends. We've got Bex and Wendy. Renee's behind the camera, and then you'll see a couple of other new faces coming and going. We've got Logan and Handsome Jeff. So Logan is one of the mixologists here, and Jeff is one of the servers. And so they will be bringing us things.
Indeed.
And you know what they're bringing us, but it's a secret to me?
Indeed, yeah, you bet.
Well, look at that. Okay, so before we start eating and drinking, why don't you tell me a bit of the story of this place? It is beautiful, and it feels like it's a new construction.
It is. We've been open for about 8 months. The delays post-COVID, again with all of the supply and demand issues, the supply chain and all the different things, we were about a year behind schedule. So it's been a labor of love to get open, and since we have, it's been a really cool experience. But the story is a unique one. We're very fortunate. We had a man named Reg Henry. One of the things that very few people know about us is that we're involved with the Kelly O'Brien's chain of restaurants as well. So Reg Henry was the man that started Kelly O'Brien's over 30 years ago. Has been a very successful restaurateur in BC for all of that time. The Kelly O'Brien's, if you're not familiar, Irish-style neighborhood restaurants built on fun and tremendous staff, an incredible family of people, and we were fortunate enough to have Reg as our originator. Reg was a man who dined around the world. Always had a dream to have a beautiful restaurant that was completely different from what they did over at Kelly O'Brien's.
Absolutely.
And I think he achieved that for sure.
For certain. For certain.
Yeah, the namesake of the restaurant, Erica Jane, comes from his late daughter. Erica was passed away some nearly 5 years ago from cancer. His dream again was to create something in her honor that was completely different from what they did at Kelly O'Brien's. Reg was heavily involved in the creation, in the design, in the implementation of all the things you see. Unfortunately, Reg also passed away prior to the opening of the restaurant, and so he was unable to see it in its current state. And it's a tragic story, but as you'll see, there's a beautiful painting that pays homage to both Erica and to Reg, their spirit animals, the wolves, the leader of the pack.
That's so beautiful.
It's up, and they watch over us every day to make sure we're executing his dream in the best way possible. So,
is there there's a dog figure at the bar? Is that somebody as well?
I think just the bartender in general. We tend to refer to them as sort of the life of the party, the lead dog, and so that's the correlation between. But it's really about the two wolves.
The two wolves.
Reg and Erica Jane, who watch over us every day. So.
Well, it's so touching, and and we will be showing that for sure.
Excellent.
Oh, it's so beautiful here, and that painting is stunning as you come in. And it's interesting that Kelly O'Brien's, but everybody knows when they come to Kelowna, it's just around the corner. So I just want to orient us where we are right now. We've got the What is the name, the actual name of that dolphin statue? Rhapsody? Something like that?
You know what? Honestly, I don't know. I know of
think
the
it's
Ursa
something like
Bear
that.
statue, which is right
Okay,
outside
yeah.
our door. That one, again, relating to the other bear statue
Yes.
in the downtown core. But I like to say we're between the Twin Towers. And I know Twin Towers is not the best reference, but Water 1 and 2, which are literally the tallest towers in the valley.
Okay.
Visible from everywhere, and just to the north end of Prospera Place.
Okay.
But we're right between the towers, and no matter where you are in the Okanagan, you can see these two towers.
That's true, probably from space.
Yeah, indeed, indeed. They're beautifully lit up at night as well. And legend
Oh, I
has
didn't
it
know
that Elton John owns one of the the penthouses. Again, I can't confirm because I don't know the realtors that sold it, but this is a legend that I've heard that
Maybe
Elton
he'll
John.
show up.
Perhaps. We're hopeful. I know his husband is from Vancouver,
Oh,
and
really?
so they're BC familiar for sure. And
Well, look at
again,
that.
the chances are he may or may not own the top floor.
Well, this feels like a place where a celebrity should be.
That's
Like
excellent.
it just has this open, gorgeous, glamorous feel.
Yeah, we're really, interesting, Wendy. We've, for whatever reason, there's a bit of a stigma attached to Erica Jane from our opening period where we went extremely high end. We went, bougie, for lack of a better term, and it sort of lent itself to an elite group of people that certainly exist in the Okanagan, but there's not enough to keep us busy, to keep us consistently turning the numbers that we need to do.
Right.
And so we've really spent the last couple of months trying to change the narrative of what Erica Jane is. We pulled the white tablecloths and we put black ones on. We changed the menu to be a little more approachable, a little more easy to read, easy to understand. We had ingredients. We're blessed and cursed to have such an incredibly talented chef that
it's
something's
Christmas.
arriving.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, amazing.
Okay, let's just put that here.
Smoked old-fashioned.
Oh my goodness.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Oh my goodness. Can I expect that kind of presentation when I come here as a customer?
100%. Absolutely. We pride ourselves on putting a show and providing a dining experience that's above and beyond just a great dinner.
Oh my goodness, that's so special. I haven't seen that before except on television.
So you have our distinct old-fashioned, so we have a premium old-fashioned on the menu. We use only the highest level ingredients, and again serve it tableside with the smoking cloche, just to provide that extra little appeal, little excitement level. And then inside is our King Cube, which is logoed with the Erica Jane logo as well. And
It is?
Cheers.
Cheers. I'm looking for the logo. Very neat. That's beautiful. It's tight too.
Yeah, one of the things we tried to do something special with every drink. Elevated Okanagan dining is our motto. We're not fine dining. We're not pretentious. We're not stuffy. We're elevated to a level that when our guests leave, we want them to say, "I just had the time of my life."
Yeah.
You know, I had a great dinner, of course, and you can do that in a lot of places. But I challenge you to say, when's the last time you walked out of a restaurant and just went, "Wow, that was literally the time of my life."
Well, it would have to come with a song, wouldn't it? That we don't have the rights to, so not doing that.
Interesting that you mentioned that. This when we did our menu change. One of the things is with Prospera Place next door, some of our most successful evenings come on concert nights.
Oh, of course.
And concert goers love to come in have a drink, have some oysters, which we'll be sampling very shortly. But our menu reflects concert. So it has pre-show, it has opening act, it has headliner, all
really
in
fun.
the name, and then all of our cocktails are actually named after songs. So this one being a classic, we can't change the name of an old-fashioned, of course.
Yeah.
But our specialty cocktails, which we're going to try a few of, are all named after songs. And as a result, again, we're paying homage to the concert goers, which
That's
are
amazing.
a big part of what we do. So yeah.
There's got to be a song with old-fashioned.
Well, more than likely there is, for
called
sure.
old-fashioned.
But the classic cocktails have such a long history, and
Yes.
those we left those alone. But it's the ones we created that we were able to put songs to. So.
Oh, I think that's so fun. What a great concept.
Yeah, absolutely.
Wow. So other than sort of changing your menu up to be more demographic?
Yeah.
Democratic, probably is the word I'm looking for. I've noticed some things on your social media as well, like your kitchen staff boogieing around in the back.
For sure.
It looks really fun.
It is a fun place. I really tried to loosen the reins of I call them my family. I treat them as my family. Every one of us, from our dish area attendant right to myself as the managing partner, we treat everyone equally. We help each other. We encourage our staff to take part in what we do on a regular basis. They come in, they enjoy themselves, they bring their friends, we're proud of our staff. You know,
Yeah.
we're not in any way trying to hide any of them. Encourage them to use the front door when they come in, not the back door where you see many places will say staff entrance. No, I'm not trying to hide them in any way. I want to feature them. I want them to walk through the door and, hey, good to see you today, and that sort of thing. So no, you'll see our staff dancing around having a good time.
We have a very chill vibe here. I've never felt any tension coming in through the door, and I can't say that for a lot of places. Like a lot of places, it's just, something going on here. You know, you kind of feel it.
Do you know what's interesting? When I took over the restaurant nearly 3 months ago, in my first week, I had no less than 20 people that walked in the door and asked if they were dressed okay to come in.
Ooh.
And that was shocking to me. I said, we're in Kelowna, for goodness sakes. Like, we're not in Paris, France.
Well,
we're
Kelowna, certain times of year, if you have something on, it's
Absolutely.
yeah. When I moved here with my family about 15 years ago, and the kids were looking around like, wow, this town is clothing optional.
For sure.
It's like, well, because we came from Toronto, where it's like super buttoned up.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, and so again, I wanted to relax the vibe. I really needed to relax the vibe. And the biggest piece of that was to relax my staff first and foremost. Thank you, Jeff.
Yeah.
We changed the dress. They were very buttoned up when I took over. We relaxed their attitude. They were taught to read ingredients when they got to the table, to be very stoic and stiff. And
Okay.
again, I wanted people to come in here and recognize that it was more than just a great meal, that it was an experience, an elevated dining experience. And so that's now become our hashtag.
Okay.
Elevated dining experience, so that it's an absolute full meal deal from when you walk in till you go to the washrooms, which we'll talk about at some
Okay, I
point.
definitely want to hear about that. Because Renee went back there. Okay, Renee. Yeah? The washrooms are, yeah. Okay, because there's a legend about your washrooms.
Indeed.
Just that you've got to go. Even if you don't got to go,
You know,
gotta go.
strangely enough, we actually encourage people to take their drink with them when they go to the washroom, because it's an experience. It literally is something you should enjoy for more than just the time that you go to the washroom. As uncomfortable as that may sound, it's
That
actually
is
part of our dining experience.
Super weird, and I really love it. I think we need more of that.
100%.
Okay,
100%.
so if you were describing this to me, I'm here at your restaurant. What am I looking at?
Yeah, so one of the things that we pride ourselves on is our oysters, and it's we're the most inexpensive oyster house in town, without question. We serve predominantly West Coast oysters, and I'll tell you a little bit about why we do that. You'll hear many people talk about East Coast oysters, and they have to come from Maine, they have to come from our Canadian East Coast, and it's a bit of a misguided direction. And the reason is, so oysters that live in the Atlantic Ocean are subject to very much turmoil. The waters are rough, the oysters get tossed, and so as a result, the exterior of the oyster is smooth because it's tumbled and tossed and all of the nature. Then some of the brine will actually make its way inside the oyster and therefore turn it into a little bit salty, a little bit more briny, which some people will appreciate. But for us, the West Coast, what happens is the oysters live in generally secluded bays. and so the oyster is very, very rough on the outside.
Okay.
But no brine makes its way inside the oysters, so they are juicier, plumper, sweeter, and again, you'll hear many people talk about East Coast oysters, and they have to be from the East Coast, but I think if they were educated properly,
Yeah.
they would understand that actually our oysters are top of the line. These ones are Fanny Bay, which comes from the mainland of the West Coast, and we serve them with in-house made accompaniments. Our hot sauce is made from most of the ingredients from Chef's Garden. It's a delicious hot sauce. Fermented horseradish instead of your traditional spicy hot horseradish. And then a beautiful red wine mignonette. Again, all intended to be in each of the oysters. So I encourage you to, would you mind if I prepare them?
Oh, please, yes.
It's a little bit of each
Little
in
everything.
each of the oysters. Are you a spicy person lover?
I do like spice.
Excellent. A little bit of the horseradish,
Yes. Okay.
and then, of course, some beautiful lemon. And then the traditional way is, of course, to cheers
Yeah, okay.
and throw it back.
Oh,
So smooth side down. So
smooth side down. Is my smooth side down? Because these are so lumpy.
yeah,
Am I
you're good to-
correctly oriented?
Absolutely. And again, so there's the indication, like I said, about the
Okay.
West Coast oysters. They're very rough on the outside.
They're kind of beautiful, though.
Yeah, they are
Right? I
indeed.
think this is really pretty.
Indeed.
All right.
Cheers.
Oh, wish me luck. I think mine didn't move. It's the beauty of live. That is so different
Isn't it?
from East Coast. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a
Yeah,
sweetness.
that brininess isn't there.
Right.
That's amazing.
Yeah, excellent.
Yeah,
I'm glad you
yeah,
enjoyed.
Absolutely different.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
it's kind of
worth
what put
it.
us on the map, the oysters, and the reason being that we sell them at a very inexpensive rate at happy hour, and we run happy hour every single day,
All right.
2 to 5 and 9 to 11 p.m. And oysters are always on special
So you have a
for
late
happy hour.
happy
We
hour.
do indeed,
Would
and
you-
then all day on
Yeah.
Mondays.
All day Monday?
Yeah, 11 a.m. to 11 p.m.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Wow. The play between these two is amazing.
Right?
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I think it's the horseradish, maybe the hot sauce. Just really piquants this, and then this goes so smooth.
Absolutely.
Yeah, oh, it's just lovely.
Yeah, the hot sauce is
Yep, that's happening.
excellent. Shall we have another?
Are you okay, Renee? Okay, absolutely. Let's see how it goes back and forth.
Perfect. We'll do this again.
Okay. Let's see if I can do the proper, or I'll get stuck again. I'm like trying to back my truck out of a ditch. So where did you come from? Were you here all the time?
So recently from Calgary, but I was born and
Okay.
raised, born in Kamloops and raised in Vancouver.
All right.
And I lived in the Okanagan in the early 2000s, in which I was involved with the Kelly O'Brien's group at that time, which is where I met my partners.
Okay.
And yeah, we've been friends for 25 years, you know, and
That's nice.
it is indeed. And I love it here. It's always where I intended to get back to.
Okay.
Yeah, certainly this is the end game for sure.
Well, this is definitely a good landing space.
Yeah, cheers.
Cheers. Amazing pairing.
Oh, lovely for
Yeah.
sure.
It's nice how they play together. Kind of like a friendship, right? It's like some friends you think they'll go together, and then you introduce them, and it's like, no, that's not.
Yeah.
Works on paper, but not in real. This is great. I love how citrusy bright this is, just on the nose. So the thing we miss in WSET and even Quartermaster Sommeliers is that you don't really study a lot of spirits.
Yeah, indeed.
It's
I
just
think it's
sort
a
of
missed art.
lightly brushed over, even though, you know, W set, the S is spirits.
Should absolutely be. You're right.
Should be
You're
in
right.
there.
It is a bit of a lost art, indeed. I mean, we pride ourselves on cocktails. It's
So beautiful.
it's something we spend a lot of time creating. We work on everything from the creation to the flavor profile to the presentation to the garnish to
Wow.
virtually everything in the cocktail because it's super important.
Oh yeah,
You know,
yeah.
it's easy. Again, this is a traditional cocktail. The reason I chose it is from the smoking
Oh,
portion.
it's so beautiful.
But we're going to move into our specialty cocktails where you'll see
Uh-huh.
even more so the creation, the craft.
And these have been crafted in-house.
Indeed.
Oh, wow.
Indeed. Yeah.
Wow,
We
wow.
spent a great deal of time working hard on the creation of them, and then the execution. We make sure they're done exactly right every single time.
Okay. And then Logan behind the bar is responsible for, I know, one of them for sure he designed.
He did. And we paid homage to him in the menu, actually.
Oh, that's so
yeah.
nice.
And then into the song titles, his is called My Way.
Okay.
So it's his play on an old fashioned, but it's
Oh,
obviously
it's his way.
Frank
And
Sinatra's
Frank Sinatra's
version.
way.
Absolutely.
Of course. Wow, that's lovely. Do you mind if I try
Just absolutely,
sauces
please.
separately?
100%. There is actually a spoon I
Oh,
didn't
super.
use there.
Wow. Can you say what's in this, or is it just?
So the mignonette is just shallots and red wine vinegar. And then the hot sauce, of course, is ingredients from Chef's Garden. It's habanero based, so
Okay.
that's why you're getting that extra heat.
A little pop,
Yeah, and then the horseradish is freshly grated in-house and then fermented. So
That's
not
amazing.
done in its traditional way where you would get spice from the horseradish, but we actually put it into our signature Caesars as well.
Oh, wow. That's a completely different profile than, yeah, it's not that vinegary,
Right.
yeah.
Yeah, so everything we do it in-house. Right from the vodka we use in our Caesars, we infuse with Thai chilies and basil right here in-house. We make pear vodka, we make
Oh, wow.
raisin rum.
My
So we do
goodness.
all kinds of infusion back in the chef's area.
Ooh, it'd be interesting to see your little science area.
Yes, indeed.
I
science
think they
area.
always look
We'll
really
be
exciting.
tasting the raisin rum shortly. So
Oh, that's amazing.
it is for sure, indeed.
Okay.
Perfect. I think we can move on from the oysters because they're delicious, but there's so much more to try.
I know. We could just sit here eating oysters.
Eating
and
oysters all day
then
long.
trying the ice with the,
Absolutely.
the sauces. Thank you. Jeff.
Well,
And since we're going to try 5, we'll probably move those out of there as well
Yeah,
because
yeah.
I don't want you and I to be stumbling off the
Oh
table.
no. We'll get Jeff to
Handsome Jeff.
Handsome Jeff to ixnay these. Handsome Jeff, we need you. Handsome Jeff also is really smart. He reads a lot.
Does he? I didn't know he could read actually, so that's
he's
impressive.
reading 2 books right now.
4 right now, actually.
4 books. Do you
Good
like
Lord.
the feeling when you're switching between books where you don't quite know where you are?
I'm
then
in
it
between
kicks in?
fiction and nonfiction. So
Oh,
it's easy
that's
to,
fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fun that way.
Yeah. I like that moment of disorientation.
Yes, exactly. Where was I? What was I thinking?
Yeah.
He also dabbles in wine, a significant amount of knowledge in wine, and
okay.
likes to taste a lot of wine too.
Cocktails and bourbons as well.
Such a classy way to say he drinks.
Right.
Handsome Jeff's kind of drinky. But that would apply to me too. The kids are all just calling me booze hound.
Oh,
Yeah, isn't that weird?
somewhat.
It's like, oh, mom, she's doing her booze hound training. It's like rude. No.
Let me ask you a question, Wendy. How did this come about? How did you get involved in doing these shows? And
Well, it's all TELUS. So TELUS and TELUS Optik, TELUS STORYHIVE, they're the ones that spearhead the program.
Okay.
And we applied to it. Renee and I had been in film production before this,
Oh, I gotcha.
where I was never seen but interviewing. So you didn't see me, you just saw the subject. And I'm much more comfortable with that. But this is okay.
This is okay. We get to go around and try beautiful foods and beautiful places.
Yes, it definitely has its perks. Those are perks. And meeting nice people. Plus, I get to build my compassion, because I know how scary it is to sit in front of like all these cameras and try to make coherent sentences.
Right.
When you're thinking, no. Thank you. Oh, what's this?
Yeah, first of our specialty cocktails and creations. This one is actually used the pear-infused vodka that we do in-house. So we sous vide the pears, vacuum seal them with the vodka, and then they relax in our cooler for 72 hours before we'll actually sample it. This beautiful one is called Little Pink Houses. Again, we paying homage to the songs of the world and the concert goers that we see. Of course, the John Mellencamp song, Little Pink Houses, and with a little Christmas twist and cranberries inside. So those are frozen cranberries, so they provide a little bit of an ice cube as well.
Oh, so smart.
Yeah, indeed. And again, the color is where the name comes from. So
cheers.
Little Pink Houses. Oh.
So much freshness.
Isn't that something?
Is that because of the sous vide that you're not losing any pear essence?
Yeah, 100%. And also, we do have egg whites in there as well, so brings up a little bit of that creaminess.
Yes.
And then all of our juices we do fresh squeezed. We don't buy juice in a box or from a bottle, and so the lemon juice you're tasting in there is just fresh squeezed lemons.
Wow.
And yeah, a little bit of cranberry as well, just to give it that pink color.
Really, just perfect body too. It's light, but it doesn't feel like it's nothing.
Right.
Yeah.
It's interesting. So the whole experience of naming the cocktails after songs was developed off of this one. We ran it as a feature back in September, and we were trying to figure what we were going to call a pink drink, and then it was at the time when the Barbie was running rampant, and so of course we thought of the Barbies and on. That's a little bit cliche, doesn't really fit. So Little Pink Houses was the first, and then the menu naming with regards to all the songs came after. And, yeah, it was
that's fun. So you're evolving as you go.
100%.
You're not like just locked in.
No, no. I think this industry is an evolving industry, and we're all desperately trying to weather the storm of what we are currently experiencing, from costs to people not having as much disposable income as they've had in the past.
Yeah, you have to make very careful choices where you're going to go. You want this bang for your buck.
Yeah, you bet. And again, with our changes, what we tried to do was to appeal to the masses more, and we appealed to an elite few at the beginning, and it was exciting as well. But we needed the people that would dine 3 or 4 times a month, compared to that once a year.
Okay, yeah.
Coming for your
The
anniversary,
anniversary dinner, exactly.
birthday, etc. But interestingly, we do adhere to the same birthday policy as our partners at Kelly O'Brien's.
No way.
Yeah, so you get a free dinner if you're on your birthday.
Goodness.
And it's an exciting thing. People enjoy that. You know, it's.
You feel special.
You bet.
Yeah.
You bet.
Yeah.
Yeah. We only ask that you bring one person and that you sign our birthday book. So.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
So, only one person?
Yeah, you can bring more, but you just need to bring one.
Can I bring all of my friends?
100%.
Okay.
No, I don't want any of your friends in here.
No, I haven't met my friends. Some of my friends are already here all the time.
That's fantastic. I love to hear it. Love to hear it. Oh my.
That is so pretty.
Isn't it something?
My goodness, I'm going to put it right in the middle so that camera can catch it. Holy moly.
Thank you, sir.
Wow.
So yes,
Oh,
this.
okay, what is this?
Wow, this is our beautiful Spanish grilled octopus. Again, I spoke to Chef Chris Braun earlier, and we're so incredibly fortunate to have such a talented chef. He has been part of the BC culinary team for years, won awards with that team, and one of his true specialties is grilled octopus.
Wow.
One of the things about octopus that you find as you go through restaurants is it tends to be less than stellar in a lot of places. A very difficult item to create properly.
Yeah.
So again, chef goes low and slow.
Okay.
He'll cook these for hours on end to get the ultimate tenderness, but most importantly, the octopus comes from Spain.
Really?
And yeah, interestingly, what happens is Spanish octopus, smaller or tender. If you were to grab these from the Pacific Ocean, the tentacles would be the size of the bowl,
Yes.
and it would be very difficult for us to even chew through.
Right, because they're just all.
They are indeed. They are indeed. So, a beautiful pork belly in there, which the octopus is served over.
Okay.
Edible flowers on top. Gorgeous, gorgeous whipped foam included as well. But these potato chips, interestingly, again, Chef's Garden, his play on potato chips. He'll slice those and make those in-house. And so again, everything done right here. But last thing he'll do is grill the octopus lightly on after to give it a little bit of that gorgeous char flavor.
Oh, wow.
And yeah, it's a beautiful dish. Probably our most popular from the new menu. So I encourage
So
you.
let's play with this. Okay, how are you going to attack this?
Well, I would just
Complex.
slice. One of the things about Chef's Creations is we ask everyone to include all of the ingredients, right? It's so simple to just take a bite of something, but you're not getting the full experience of what
Okay,
this
so you
is.
have to make the perfect bite.
100%.
Okay.
100%. So I'll allow you to slice
Oh, boy.
and make sure
Okay.
you get a little bit of everything.
All right, I'm going to see if I can
Enjoy.
just adjust this so it's the most awkward it can be.
So that's your pork belly.
Pork belly. And who's this?
That is a slice. That's a piece of the octopus.
Oh,
so
good.
he's
Okay.
pre-sliced it for you
Okay, I'm
to
going
make it simple.
Yeah, thank you, Chef. What's Chef's name?
Chef Chris Braun.
Chris
Everyone knows
Braun.
him as Bronner. Like they know me as Bex.
Really?
They know him as Bronner.
Okay. Okay, what am I missing? I've got the pork belly. I've got the octopus.
Potato chip. And
got
now
the
just a
potato chip.
little bit of the foam.
Little foam. The foam is so clever, like oceany. That's not just sort of the play on concept is
Yeah,
lovely.
absolutely.
Oh, okay.
Enjoy. Oh, chip down.
Oh no! See, I told you I was
You
gonna
told me
make
you
a
were gonna
mess.
make a mess.
Oh yeah, this is mild. I'm only starting. Textures, incredible.
That's something.
I've never
Again.
experienced octopus that wasn't
Rubbery?
Is that because it's cooked too quickly, or it's
100%.
just too big and
100%.
Oh, okay.
The care and attention that's required to cook octopus the right way, it's imperative to the overall experience. It literally is, it has to be done slow. It has to take its time, and it has to be created over a long period, because if it's rushed, it's rubbery. That's all there is to it.
If it's rushed, it's rubbery. That sounds like a maxim. Could probably apply that to lots of things.
This is one of his true specialties.
Oh, it's amazing.
And again, it's quickly become our most popular appetizer. We're going through an enormous amount of octopus, and all the way from Spain.
Wow, all the way from Spain, and then Chef's Garden.
Chef's Garden. It's funny. So he was raised in the Okanagan, and his family owned a huge orchard slash farm on the north, or on the east side of Kelowna, up near the Priest Creek Winery. And so we're fortunate because he's able to gather items from his garden, from their farm, and we're a true farm to table restaurant as a result, because it's coming out of his own garden.
Wow, that's some amazing farmland up there.
It is.
Like what they're able to grow.
Yeah, the terroir of this region is why obviously we have such beautiful wines that grow,
it is.
The grapes that grow, and then again the orchards that make us famous, right?
Yeah, the orchards and the vineyards are really, we pay a lot of attention to the terroir there, but it also applies to vegetables.
Yep, 100%.
So, yeah, that's
Yep.
something that you can have a clone of a potato that would be grown here and grown in my home on the prairies. It would be different.
100%. People forget that. You know, we talk about grapes because it makes us famous.
Yeah.
But the vegetables and the fruits that grow in this region, unlike anything else in the country, really. Apart from maybe a little bit of southern Ontario.
Yep.
But at the end of the day, the best fruit in our country comes from the Okanagan as well, and it's related to the soil and the lay of the land,
Yep.
sunlight, and all the things that make our grapes so special.
Yeah. We don't have a lot of mold interference because we're so dry.
Yeah.
And if you're in southern Ontario, the QEW is cutting right through that as a spine of a network of giant highways. Right through like the best grape growing and farming region. I wonder what the influence or the impact of having so much traffic does to production.
I'm sure it has tremendous.
I think so. I think that they have to probably work extra hard just to mitigate that.
Yeah, it's interesting to hear you say it's dry, because having just moved from Calgary, I find it to be so moist here.
Really?
Because Calgary is just so brutally dry. I lived in Calgary for 12 years, and I found myself itchy all the time
Oh my
because
goodness,
it's so
and it's
dry.
not here.
No, I haven't scratched since I got here.
So let's talk about scratching.
Maybe not.
I did. I said that just to watch Renee's face. Yeah, so she cues me by her expression of, "Oh, don't do that."
Oh, don't. Let's skip
Please,
the
no.
scratching.
Skip the scratch. Have you noticed a difference in your hair since coming here? I think a lot of people find it.
I don't
more
spend
wave.
any time on my hair, clearly.
This is such a liar.
Yes, indeed. I'm thankful. My girlfriend is a national education director for a hair company, and so hair is important to our family. We spend a lot of
Wow.
time talking about it, executing it.
You must know so much about hair. Hair and
More
food,
than I
but not
did
together.
before we met. for
Oh
sure.
yeah, well. Oh, that's so fun. Okay, when you're not playing with your hair, and you have all this time now because you're not itchy.
Right?
What are you doing with your time? Are you
Goodness
hanging
gracious.
out at different places here in town?
You know, I need to, but I don't.
Oh,
Wendy.
yeah.
I love this restaurant.
Yeah.
It's every bit of my soul right now, and so I find it very difficult to leave, to be
Well,
honest.
you're
and
kind of in launch phase too here.
yeah, indeed,
As well.
indeed, and the changes that I've implemented since I came, I'm not forced. That's a silly word, because I want to be here every minute of every day, and my girlfriend is still back in Calgary, unfortunately, and won't be here until late spring, and I find myself waking up very early in the morning, and I think, geez, what else am I going to do? I'll just go in.
Yeah.
And then the same thing at the end of the day, I find myself not wanting to leave, and so this is what I do.
Okay.
This is what I do.
So when you come here, you're going to meet David because he never leaves.
Very, very, very possible, for sure. But again, it's out of choice, you know.
Yeah.
It's not a necessity, and it's not something that I sit and think, geez, I'm here all the time. It's like, I just want to be here because this is my favorite place to be.
Yeah.
My staff are my family. I enjoy them all. I love to be around them. They're entertaining. People like Logan and Handsome Jeff, they make me smile. They make me smile on a daily
Yeah.
basis. And my kitchen staff and their antics, the dancing and all the things that go on back
Yes.
there.
They're very antic prone, it seems.
Indeed, indeed. Chef Ron, great person, great talented chef, and thankfully I get to eat his food all the time, which is
Oh my
fantastic as
goodness.
well.
Yeah, I'd never leave between the drinks and the food and the ambiance. Yeah, I get you.
Yeah,
It's a
indeed.
good choice, good choice. So Braun, hey Renee, maybe you're related. Your last name's Braun.
Is it?
Yeah.
Very possibly.
Is it spelled the same as like the kitchen appliances?
Braun.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed. Ooh, soup spoons. I think I know what's coming.
Chowder.
Oh, I love somebody that also gets excited about soup spoons. Finding a good soup spoon is really hard. Like, I'm not even kidding.
It's remarkable the levels at which cost. Oh, before we do anything, Logan's gonna light things on fire.
Holy moly.
Please blow that out before you drink it.
Stick the fire thing in my mouth? Yeah.
This is our Castlemaine Sand. It is by our chef, Chris Braun, one of our most popular drinks. So
No
enjoy.
way. Oh my
So this
gosh.
this is the second of our creations regarding song titles. Castles Made of Sound is a Jimi Hendrix song, if you
Okay.
didn't know.
My
And
husband will.
so this is our raisin-infused rum. So we take Havana Club rum, 7-year-old, and again, sous vide, vacuum sealed, and 72 hours with raisins, and then create it with this beautiful citrus splash. There's a little bit of chartreuse on top on the dried lime, which
Okay.
lights on fire, as Logan
Yes, I
just did.
saw that.
And it's a delicious cocktail. Probably our most popular since the menu change. For sure.
Yeah. I'm soup spooning it. Oh my goodness. You could use this to make truffles.
Yeah.
Like, can you imagine this with chocolate?
Right.
Holy moly. That'd
Is
be-
that not a delicious cocktail?
Yeah. Like, I feel like I could serve this with like a chocolate orange cheesecake or something like that. The creaminess and the denseness. And this is so light and just fragrant and gorgeous.
Right. Yeah, the flavor profile to me is just so different, just unique in every way. And again, somewhat apropos that it came from our chef, because the amount of ingredients in it are
I
very
believe
chef
that.
driven, and yeah, just it's just a gorgeous cocktail.
I really, off the top of my head, I can't think of anything this wouldn't pair with.
Right. It has so many different levels to it. You know, there's a sweetness, there's a tartness, there's even a little bit of a smokiness from the torching. Yeah, it's
And then almost a savory finish, like, but not right away. Kind of takes you on a bit of a journey.
yeah, absolutely.
Wow, this is fantastic.
It's interesting you said that, because it's what we intend with all of our cocktails,
Oh,
is
yeah.
to take you on a journey from the name to the presentation
Yeah,
to the flavor profiles
yeah,
to
absolutely.
everything about them. We've tried to elevate the cocktail program to things that you wouldn't normally find. It's simple for a place to start. Again, the old-fashioned is a traditional thing.
Of course, yeah.
But our specialty cocktails, we worked really hard at just trying to create uniqueness, exclusivity to what we do.
Yeah, yeah.
I think we've hit the mark for sure.
Wow. Well, I feel really, really privileged to be able to sit here with you and have this explained so nicely, and also that I know I can't find this anywhere else.
No
Not
question.
like this.
Yeah,
And I'm
interesting.
certainly not going to try and make it myself.
And it's actually what we've done with our wine program too, Wendy, is
Oh, yeah.
where we have some exclusive rights to some wines that nobody else can pour. One of the coolest stories, I went for the tour of the new O'Rourke family winery
Oh,
up
yes.
the hill. Was fortunate enough to spend some time with Dennis O'Rourke, the
Okay.
originator.
Yeah.
We went into the cellar and tried what's called Waiting for You. And actually, could I grab the bottle? Would that be okay? It's just
We can't
behind.
show the bottle.
Ah,
Yeah.
right.
We can definitely talk about the bottle.
Talk about. I forgot about the rules and regulations.
Rules and regulations.
So-
So Dennis, if you're watching, release this and we can edit it in.
So we tried the Waiting for You Pinot Noir.
Okay.
His winemaker Nikki, exceptional. Originally from Mission Hill, then to Quails Gate, then moved
Okay.
over to work for Dennis.
That's a great
And
resume.
She's created a Pinot Noir that is absolutely world class in every way. Interestingly, they just won the award as the top Chardonnay in the world
my
recently over in France, and so that was
Happened again.
it has
Did
indeed.
they retest it like they did before?
I'm not sure.
Did you hear that story? First time a Chardonnay won from Canada. They retested with all the judges thinking it must have been a mistake.
Yeah.
And they retested it with all the other contestants, and it came back to the Canadian BC.
How could it be?
repeater.
The French
Yeah.
people saying, how could,
How
it,
could
be?
it be? Yeah, that's Canada. That's igloos.
So I fell in love with the wine immediately,
Yeah.
and I asked Dennis, I said, how can I get this in my restaurant?
Right.
And he said, this doesn't leave the property. I said, well, that's a problem. I said, because it's delicious and we need to feature this wine.
There's
So
some distance.
we became the only restaurant on the planet that is able to house the Waiting for You. And so,
Wow.
yeah, it's a pretty neat little story.
I feel like there's a step missing in that story. Something that involves, I don't know, blackmail.
You know,
Does he just love you that much?
it
Like,
was-
how did you get that?
you know what? He's been in numerous times.
Oh,
He
okay.
does indeed love the
So
restaurant.
he just loves you that much. All right.
And
that's good.
Yeah, it's an interesting story. In general, the O'Rourke family winery, I mean, he's invested incredible money in
Yeah,
the property.
absolutely.
It is opulence beyond anything I've ever truly experienced
And
in
you're
my
talking
life.
about the new one.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
It is, it's mind-boggling what he's done up there. And the wine was to keep, on the property, to house the guests, to service the guests that he has out there. But
Right.
somehow he felt like that our time was now, and that he was going to allow it to come here.
amazing.
And so our wine program in general, the reason I even brought that up is we are only trying to represent wines that are unavailable at other places.
Wow.
We're not
Okay.
we're not trying to serve the wine that's at the top of every shelf in the liquor store.
Right.
We're not representing wines that are readily available at our competitors. We're choosing wines that are exclusive to us. And so with our cocktail program, with our wine program, it's just about us being very, very discreet, very exclusive, and giving people a reason to come beyond the ambiance and the experience that goes with it. So-
Yeah, no kidding. It's amazing. All of your things are beautiful. Like even, I don't know. I spent 25 years as a commercial photographer, and photographing these would just be such a fun thing. Oh my goodness. Is this one portion?
Yes, indeed.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh, Renee, I don't think you can see this from where you are. I have no, because if I tip it, I'll have chowder on the table. Don't know what to do.
Don't know what to do.
Because it's so pretty. It looks like a party in there.
Should we just lower it so Renee can see it?
Yeah, you can see it? Oh, good. Oh, good. Oh, good.
So this is chef's play on a traditional New England clam chowder.
Wow.
But-
This is so chefy. Nice.
done very differently. And that being said, we traditional chowders are chunky,
Yep.
potatoes and leeks and all that nature. But chef believed that because we're utilizing beautiful Japanese scallops that are so delicious, so plump, so juicy, and that he wanted those to be featured in the dish, and that wanted to be the star of the dish. So instead of the chunky chowder, he purees. So he
Okay.
purees the leeks, purees the potatoes. The scallops are dredged in a beautiful oat mix. It gives them texture, gives them that firmness that you miss sometimes in a chowder. Puts a gorgeous tapioca crisp and then salmon roe on top as well. And it is,
How do you crisp tapioca? Okay,
that would be a question for
I'm
the
gonna
chef.
lift this out just to show.
Isn't that something?
That is, yeah. Okay,
And then a beautiful herb oil finish as well.
I see that.
And we utilize a local microgreen company called Microseed. And so we get gorgeous microgreens for each of our dishes.
The color is spectacular.
Indeed.
Yeah.
And yeah, we're very fortunate with some, again, local producers that give us some of the best ingredients on the planet. It really allows us to offer up a special dish like this. So bon appetit.
We're just like hovering around the soup because it's pretty. I don't want to mess it up. Okay, I'm just gonna dip into the broth. Trouble. There we go. So dangerous. Okay. What is he starting his stock with? It's a secret. It's a secret face.
You might have stumped me on the
yeah?
one ingredient what the stock starts with. So our stock creation in the back is it sometimes boggles my mind because the amount of things that go into our stock creation is blows me away. There's geez, every kind of shell and meats and veg, and I'll walk by it in the morning and I'll look at it and go, what in the world has he done today?
Well, it just tastes so complex.
Isn't it something?
Just layers on layers of interesting things.
And the scallop is so easily spoon chopped.
I'm crunching tapioca crispy thing in my mouth.
Those scallops are to die for. They are just so incredibly tender. Again, like the octopus, it's very easy to miscook scallops. And to be so juicy and tender. And the oats give it that little bit of texture that you often don't get. And they're just pan-seared.
Oh, seasoned gorgeously. Wow, what an incredible soup. Okay, it blows away the soup spoon, and I was excited about the soup spoon. Oh, seriously, you can't find a good balanced soup spoon. This is, wherever you're finding your cutlery, you're doing it right.
One of the things that Reg was very much proud of, he spared no expense on any of the items that we used in the restaurant, from the chairs to, again, I'll harken back to the washrooms.
Oh my goodness, I'm gonna have to go there.
To everything in between. It was him just wanting to be the spot, you know? It's easy to say we're the trying to be the best restaurant in Kelowna, but for me, it's just about being the spot.
Yeah.
When people talk about going out in Kelowna and they think, where are we going to go? I just want them to say, we're going to Eric and Jane. Why else? Can we get in?
Yeah, that's true.
That's the ideal scenario, right? If they're worried about whether they can get in, that would be our end game for sure. And we're working towards it. You know, every day is a new challenge, and we're just trying to execute at a level that is not readily available in this valley.
Yeah, it's beautiful. I've used that word probably 8 times so far. And now I'm just so curious about the washrooms. You talk about your restrooms like old people talk about Cabo.
It's a unique experience. That's all I can say about it. And as I said, take your drink when you go, because you're not going to want to leave.
Well, you'll have to set me up with the best pairing for your restroom.
Right? I'm not certain that the camera will follow you in, because that would be weird.
That would be weird. No. I'll bring something handheld. Like,
There you go. Just before any business happens, you can take a nice little surround shot of.
There you go.
The nice thing is the toilet will greet you when you walk in. So.
How? Okay, no, don't tell me. I want to be. Renee's nodding, and she has that weird look on her face. It's like,
she says, yes, indeed, it greets you.
In English? Okay, she just mimes everything.
I know, right? That was a beautiful rendition of what happens in the bathroom when you walk in. Well done, Renee.
Wow.
Very, very nice.
Well, that's what you do with 12 years of classical dance training.
Oh, that's fantastic.
That's fun.
Hey, unique again.
Yeah.
Pairing cocktails with food is a challenge at best.
Absolutely.
But yeah, we really try to give something different. It's easy to pair wine, and everyone pairs wine.
Everybody does. Yeah.
Pairing cocktails is a whole different ballgame.
Yes, yes. And are all your cocktails available without alcohol or with alcohol?
Yeah,
or are there
absolutely.
Some
We
that...
actually have a beautiful mocktail list. We recognize the direction of the world,
Yeah.
the level at which people want to not drink, but still feel like they're getting something special. So we spend, again, a great deal of time curating a list of sober spirits, is what we
Yes.
call them.
Okay, okay.
And we present them the same way. We'll light them on fire. We'll put the beautiful garnishes
That's
in.
great.
Because again, some people want to make sure that they understand, or maybe they don't want to drink for whatever reason, and they want to be discreet, right? They don't want to be put in this clearly bubble that shows, oh, I'm a non-drinker, and so we make it look like a cocktail,
Yeah.
and
Well,
they appreciate that.
I certainly would. Yeah. Because I've been, different times in my life when I haven't been drinking any alcohol. And to get served something with a weird umbrella, it looks like a kiddie drink, and a funny little straw. It's like, oh, I feel like a dope. I'll drink my kiddie drink. And it'll be some weird color, like the color of my nail polish.
Right.
No.
No. And it will have probably maraschino cherry in
Yes,
it.
yeah, one of those bleached out maraschino cherries.
Yeah, those are delicious. Not like this one right here. So no, we believe wholeheartedly in supporting that wave of the world, and the non-drinking world is getting more and more prevalent every day.
Absolutely.
And we support that, and we'll create beautiful things for them as well. We're not asking you to come in and drink something you're not comfortable with. We want-
Yeah, absolutely.
Again, it's part of that
still
overall
got
experience.
The complexity of, it's just
Absolutely.
minus the alcohol.
Yeah, we're utilizing ingredients that you would see in a cocktail: lavender honeys and hibiscus tea syrups, juices freshly squeezed from strawberry to blackberry puree, pumpkin puree.
Goodness.
Neat one is the sea buckthorn puree.
I don't know what that is.
Yeah, most people don't.
No.
So we originally started with a cocktail with mango.
Oh, yeah.
And there's no mangoes in the Okanagan.
No, sadly.
You can't get a mango, but
Thank you,
there are
handsome Jeff.
sea buckthorn, which are a little thorn type berry, very cranberry-like size, but they are mango flavored.
Oh, goodness.
Yeah, it's incredible. In fact, Logan, may I? Could you please just put a little shot of sea buckthorn juice into a glass? We want to introduce Wendy to sea buckthorn.
Yeah, Wendy has no idea. Help me with my ignorance. I don't know anything about this.
And I didn't either, to be very honest.
Yeah?
And when I suggested we were going to do a spicy margarita
Thank
with
you, Logan.
with a mango flavoring, chef said, well, mangoes don't exist in the Okanagan, so that's not really representative of our region. They said, but sea buckthorn does,
Wow.
right?
How, okay. This can't be just the juice.
It's the puree. So again,
Okay.
we do all of our in-house pureeing exactly like we would our syrups, our juices, and so again, we take the time and effort to vacuum seal, create the juice, make the puree, and then you end up with that beautiful
I had
mango
no
flavor.
idea. And is this just growing wild out there?
Indeed, sea buckthorn.
Did you know about this?
I did. It's a great
Did you read it
ingredient.
in one of your 1,000 books?
I used to cook with it when I
No
was a chef.
way.
Yeah.
Huh, what would you put this into?
I use it as garnishes on plates.
Okay.
Really nice in desserts too.
So it's like a berry.
Yeah, it's a thorn.
It's the thorn.
Yeah, but it looks a little red. It's like a little bit like a berry. Yeah, it's very delicious.
Help me.
Sea
Wow.
buckthorn.
See, buckthorn, it's a thorn.
And who knew? Nobody. Maybe we're introducing an entire
Yeah.
level of people to sea buckthorn and what it
Yeah.
is.
I only know one guy here in town that would know. Right, Renee? Scott Moran. Yeah, he would know. He's a forager,
Oh, okay.
and he can identify anything that's edible. Oh, man. Okay. What is this gorgeous
So
towering
this,
beverage?
in an homage to the Beatles, is called All You Need Is Love. And
Oh.
I have to tell a beautiful story about this. So my girlfriend's daughter recently had a baby girl. She is just the absolute joy of the world, and her name is Love. And so I had to name one drink after my granddaughter Love. And so All You Need Is Love, again with the song title. And it is a adult pumpkin spice latte martini. Wow. So we have recreated a pumpkin spice latte
Okay.
into an adult beverage. And this is the creation again.
What a fun thing you've done.
Thank you.
Cheers.
That is actually pumpkin spice around the rim.
And it's not cloyingly sweet, which is what I thought. I was bracing myself for this big burst of like sweetness. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes. Logan's just checking on, do we like this? Heck yes.
Yeah. So it's a play on an espresso martini, but with the pumpkin flavoring, and then just a little bit of the creamy base to make it into a latte instead of just the espresso martini, because everybody makes an espresso martini.
That's true. But I've never even heard of anybody making something like this.
With actual pumpkin puree in there as well.
Yeah. So that answers that age-old conundrum. Is there pumpkin in the pumpkin spice something or other?
We
Here there is.
legitimately put pumpkin spice puree into it. So
Wow.
yeah, this has become again one of the favorites for sure.
I can see why. And it's so pretty.
The granddaughter is only 7 months old, so she won't have one for quite a long period of time. However, when she gets to be about 6 or 7 and comes into the restaurant and recognizes that there's a drink on the menu named after her, I think she'll be pretty excited about that for sure.
Yeah. Well, would there be elements that a 6 or 7-year-old can't have? You could make an alcohol-free version.
100% we could,
Yeah.
absolutely.
So Love can have
It's a
some.
vodka-based martini and has some Frangelico in there, a little bit of Bailey's, so it would be easy to do without the alcohol for sure. For sure.
She's gonna love it.
Yeah, it's a beauty.
It
We
is
do
so
enjoy
pretty.
that one.
Oh, good job, folks.
Yeah, we're again, everything elevated, right? Just reaching down into some of the ingredients you wouldn't normally find in drinks, and trying to put them together in a way that you just don't see at other places.
Exactly.
Exclusivity is what we believe, that when you come to Erica Jane, you're trying something you've never tried before.
Yeah.
And that's
So
what
far,
we-
you're hitting it.
and a sea buckthorn chaser.
Wow.
It's so interesting that again I'm still blown away that when Chef brought them in the first time, I said, there's no way that tastes like mango.
Yeah.
Like, how can that be? But it does. And that lends itself to what, again, I spoke of earlier, his knowledge base, his talent level to be able to pull a thorn
Right.
out of the mist when I wanted a mango-based drink, and he said mangoes don't grow here, and so I can't possibly represent, a tropical fruit. And sure enough, he did it with
Have you
something
asked
grown
for
locally.
anything else this crazy?
No, that was literally the one that he. I didn't know how we were going to do mango and not be representing Florida
Mexico,
or Mexico
yeah.
or any of those tropical places, but man, he did it. He did it. So
Well,
it's pretty cool.
Good for him.
Yeah, I was super fortunate to just be able to pick his brain. I'm a person that loves to cook at home and create and plate, and
Yeah.
I would never profess to be anywhere near his level. And so to be able to just watch him work and see the different creations he comes up with.
Oh yeah. You must get inspired for your home cooking. Through
Indeed,
being here all the time.
yeah, and interesting. I haven't been able to do it again. Girlfriend's still back in Calgary, so we haven't had time to do some of the things that we're doing here. So it's interesting, and looking forward to that time when I can get back in the kitchen.
Yeah.
And not
What
be in the
would be
restaurant.
your go-to thing to make at home?
Oh, I actually really enjoy making tuna poke. Yes, I'm again born and raised West Coast person.
Yeah.
Lived my life with seafood as a staple of my world. And
Absolutely.
oh man, speaking of seafood, great timing, Handsome Jeff.
All right, Handsome Jeff brings the things.
Thank you.
Let's see if this sticks, hey, Handsome Jeff?
Seems to have already.
All right.
So this is our
Kenzie.
this is our sablefish, and sablefish is something that you'll find served, you know, in many restaurants, but I don't think any done quite this way. The thing about sablefish is it's a northern West Coast fish that lives in cold water, which again lends itself to being plump and juicy and tender and fatty.
Okay,
Actually,
so it's an oily fish.
it is indeed.
Good for our joints. It's like, what are these connecting parts?
Absolutely. We do it skin on, of course, and then the reason for that again is what happens with the skin is it holds a lot of the flavor inside from the meat. We'll do it crispy, again, just to give you that beautiful texture and presentation. One of the differences that Chef does on our play on the sablefish is it's Szechuan style, so it has an Asian fusion flair.
A bit of heat.
And the lobster broth actually has Szechuan spices in, which give it again a unique flavor that's different than any other sablefish you'll try. He'll do the gnocchis, which are beautiful little puffballs.
And he's making them himself?
Yes, indeed. Yeah, from
I have
scratch.
continually failed at that.
It's a tough one for sure.
It
Just
really
like
is.
the octopus and the things that he does.
He likes the challenge,
He
doesn't
does,
he?
yeah, indeed.
And you've got some of those beautiful little microgreens in there.
Indeed, yeah, and some gorgeous mushrooms. And again, that broth is lobster based. So now you're getting Asian fusion, seafood, the beautiful fish on top, and yeah, I absolutely encourage you to dig right in.
Dive into the drink with me. Bing. And you're getting some really pretty rolls and things.
Back to the Reg homage about spared no expense on any of the initial startups for sure.
Wow. It's creamy and fresh and light.
Where you get that Asian fusion level.
It's lovely. Okay, now, what is the neatest and most sort of civilized way to get the big piece of fish apart? We're just gonna hack at it. Okay.
There is no right way.
There's no right way. I feel
Whatever,
like there should be.
whatever the way that makes you happy is the way that it needs to be. We would never encourage anyone to eat anything a certain way. The only thing we actually do tableside is mention the combination of the ingredients.
Yes.
And because it's so easy for people to take a piece, and his creations
I do
are
that
all about the
so
combination
often.
of flavors.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna build
Yeah,
it.
build it.
Building
And
it.
they will come.
Who's coming? All the fish. Okay.
Yeah, a little bit of skin,
Oh,
if you
come
can
over
get it.
here.
Oh, the mushroom. Oh,
Everything escapes. It's too fresh.
it's too fresh.
Oh, now even me. I can't do this. Okay, I've got the fish. I've got some broth. I've got a mushroom.
Yeah,
Gnocchi escaped, but
that's okay. You'll go to the gnocchi after.
yeah, I'm gonna try and just stack it in there like a squirrel.
I'm joining because this sablefish is just to die for. And again, it's an item you'll see on many menus, but not this way.
Oh, and these cute little gnocchis are just making the perfect complement.
Aren't they just
Yeah.
so tender?
Yeah, he's good.
We are very fortunate.
Well,
And the remarkable thing is that there's still an enormous amount of people in Kelowna that just don't know. They don't know. That's why you're here, Wendy.
that's why I'm here.
To help
people
us
should
be
know.
known.
Yeah, you gotta learn about this.
You're right, it does tend to want to escape, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's gonna be a all hands on deck kind of. How are we eating this?
I could just eat the skin
Oh
as a true appetizer.
yeah, that would be interesting.
There's so much flavor in it.
What are the green things?
So again, seasonal. So it will change depending on which season. That one has some spinach in there as well.
Spinach.
Yeah, a little bit of arugula as well.
Oh, really?
And then an array of mushrooms. Again,
Oh,
it
yes,
depends
so many.
on what's in. And that's the cool thing about our menu is we often refer to seasonal as we're not locked into an ingredient. And it allows chef to obviously, again, utilize local ingredients, whatever's in.
Yeah, you can use things at their peak rather than waiting till they're off season or because it's stuck in a certain menu.
Absolutely.
Wow. Yeah, this is everything. How do you not? Does anybody leave any of this behind?
Goodness, no.
No, I wouldn't
It would
imagine.
be blasphemous.
It would be. You'd probably be hit by lightning as soon as you left the building.
I wonder what he's creating now over
I
there.
don't know. Something that involves whispering threats, I think. I think if you whisper a threat into a glass, do you think you can taste it?
Yeah, possibly. He does have superpowers we determined earlier. We're not exactly sure what they are, but there's something.
It was on his resume. Other skills. Secret superpower.
Yes, absolutely.
Well, he's very busy. Busily busying over there.
Shaking, about to be shaking.
About to be. Another incredibly complex drink with lots of things happening.
Yeah, one of the sort of the challenges of operating a restaurant elevated in this nature is that everything takes time.
Oh yeah.
And so if you're coming for a quick dinner, it's probably not the right
Yeah.
location.
Right.
I don't know about you, but when I go out for dinner, I'm there to enjoy myself, and I'm there to take it all in.
Yeah.
I'm there to spend a few hours because it's about the entire experience.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yeah, I get you.
And so, taking the time to craft our cocktails properly, taking our time to craft our meals properly, for our servers to romance and tell stories and enjoy laughter and create an experice, that to me spells elevated dining.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right, and so some of our cocktails are extremely long in the process to make. That will
From here
frustrate
we can
Logan
watch him.
and the other bartenders on a busy Friday.
Oh, I bet. Which one of the cocktails takes the longest?
The one we just had.
Oh, this one here?
Because the espresso is fresh every time. We don't pre-make the espresso.
Okay.
It's done to order. So we have to make espresso. We have to do all the ingredients and then the rim and everything about it. And
Oh, yeah.
I
It's a
think
lot.
When those things get rung in on a Friday, Logan curses my name and the name of my grandchild.
Oh, no. We got to protect love. From Logan.
I think I believe there's a purple concoction coming over.
Oh, yes. I think he mentioned that when we were setting up. Wouldn't Logan look kind of cool with one of those handlebar mustaches that twist up?
Don't
against?
encourage him. He's already like a cartoon character to us, so If you turn him into Yosemite Sam, then it will.
Oh, yes, with that voice, right? That gravelly, booming voice.
You enjoyed the cocktail?
Amazing. Oh, my goodness. And you can't take this.
The sea buckthorn juice,
Yeah,
never going away.
never going away. I'm going to go turn into a swamp witch and hang out and look for these.
Oh, I love it.
Something I read, I was reading an article, I think it was in the New Yorker, it was talking about Martha Stewart's cover on Sports Illustrated. That she's the oldest model ever to grace it. And it's like, oh, the pressure on us. Like, once we turn 50, we should be allowed to just devolve into the sea swamp witch that nature intended. Golly, that woman. The perfect homemaker, perfect gardener, perfect animal husbandry person.
Perfect world, like the what was the Jim Carrey movie, where they lived in Pleasantville.
Oh, yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
man.
Or Stepford. Okay, who's this?
Oof, one of my favorite artists of all time. Little known to many people is that his skill on the guitar was far better than his singing and songwriting, and that's Prince. So this is called Purple Rain.
Purple Rain.
Yes, of course. So it's a gin-based cocktail
Okay.
with Empress Indigo, which is where the purple, and then a gorgeous Chambord finish as well. And then this one also has a citrus finish, and then the egg whites is where we're getting the beautiful layer on top. And then
Cheers.
cheers to you.
Wow. What a beautiful opacity on it too. Kind of reminds me of like a really treasured marble. You know, when you're a kid, did you collect marbles or play with marbles at all?
I don't think I did. You know, it was so long ago, Wendy. I wish I could remember what I did as a child.
I
But
gotta bring you a cool marble someday.
you just be quiet, mister.
I'm not far behind you.
That tastes like a feeling.
Wow.
Like,
That's a beautiful, beautiful comment.
yeah. I'm trying
Tastes
to
like a feeling.
identify it though.
Can I use that?
Sure can. It tastes like anticipation. Like that's how it feels when there's something that you're so looking forward to, and you're like watching out the window for somebody you love to come because they're visiting. And that's what this
Good
tastes like.
Lord.
Yeah.
What a picture you just
This is
painted.
so
Renee, do
beautiful.
you write these things down in these?
You should just take notes on everything I say. It's so brilliant. But you'll have to try this, Renee,
It
and
tastes
see if.
like anticipation,
Oh, that's a new way to put it on.
right?
Oh yeah.
Somebody beat you on the wordsmithing.
That is,
Surprising.
that is incredible.
Delmonico.
Oof. Thank you. Thank you.
Wow.
This is what we are. Identity was something that we were somewhat lacking in our initial phase, and so we are a steakhouse, true and true.
Ah.
A steak and seafood, and this is the king of all steaks, in my opinion. It's a gorgeous ribeye steak. It's called the Delmonico, and the Delmonico has an interesting story. It was named after a very famous restaurant in New York City,
Okay.
which is believed to be the first restaurant to serve a la carte. And a la carte, obviously meaning steak is by itself, everything else is ordered separate, and they were believed to be the first. And so the Delmonico steak is the ribeye version. So this one, 16 ounce. Hearty in every way, and one of the challenges with ribeye is that if people don't know what they're getting with the ribeye steak, they'll say, "Ew, there's an awful lot of fat in there," but what they don't understand is that's where all the flavor is coming from, of course.
Right.
And so for myself, the ribeye is my favorite steak by far. Nothing comes close. And yeah, chef's a genius at preparing steaks the right way. His demi-glaze is red wine based, Again, reduced in-house for a great period of time to ensure the quality, to ensure the flavor. We'll serve latkes. Funny, when I took over the restaurant, everybody used to call them latkes, not understanding the heritage of the Israeli way, and it's a latke, as I'm sure you know. But this is a beautiful play on potato and for an elevated French fry, really.
Elevated French fry. It's the poshest little French fry I've ever seen.
Absolutely. Yeah, gorgeous seasonal vegetables, which again change as we move. He'll have parsnips in here today, gorgeous carrots, Brussels sprouts, and I encourage you to take a beautiful slice of that ribeye because I'm going to be right behind you.
Okay.
And then I'm probably going to fight you for the remainder of the steak.
Well, we have knives, so this could get pretty bloody. All right, okay. I'm going to cut it. Ooh. So tender. Okay, so this is the same chef that made everything else that we tried. Okay. Oh wow. Okay.
This speaks to what we are more than anything else we've tried today.
And this is what we're finishing with, right? Okay. Don't let him take this plate until Renee's gotten to try. You absolutely need to. Okay, that's.
I mean, the fat content in there is where all that flavor is coming from. And with all of our steaks, what happens is they'll grill them to the temp, and they'll rest in herb tallow. And so again, the juiciness comes from the rest that they'll do, and then a beautiful Wagyu butter on top as well. And so that butter's rendered with Wagyu, and it's where all that flavor and the tenderness and the beautiful moisture come from.
Wow.
And yeah, the latke are again fan favorite.
Yes. It's everything. Wow, wow, wow. That's, the texture is brilliant.
Isn't that something?
So good.
It's
What a
really
genius.
hard for me not to order this virtually every day, which would be very terrible for my health. And
Well, yeah. But I think I'm going to use the phrase, the fattest where the flavor is, with my
Yes.
Pilates instructor. I am
love
way more flavorsome than you are.
you'll notice I'm avoiding the vegetables and going straight.
That's exactly what my husband would do. But I've converted him to liking vegetables.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Parsnip.
I've got some growing still in my garden.
Oh wow.
Yeah, my mom said that if they have one freeze, they're sweeter.
Okay.
So I'm just letting them gather their frost up.
To enjoy a beautiful
so
Brussels
beautiful.
sprout.
Yeah, very crispy. Wow. Well, this is definitely worth the trip.
I'm
Fantastic.
so glad you were able to stop by today. It's,
I'm just delighted with the beautiful space, beautiful food, really nice people. Yeah.
Amazing.
So thank you so much for your time.
Absolutely.
And
It was
for
so nice to
feeding
have
me.
you.
I can barely walk.
It was so nice to meet you, Wendy.
Okay.
Thank you for
Really
stopping
good to
by
meet
today.
you.
Cheers.
Too.